Alright, so hello everyone, I'm Ryan. Well, today I have this. This is the OSL X3. So this is a microphone that I've been using on and off for the past couple of weeks, and I realized that I've never actually made a review of this thing, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do today. Now, also, it comes in this really cool little like flight case, and that's also part of the reason why I decided to buy it, because I'm a sucker for one of these. But anyway, I'm gonna open it up and have a look. Hey, and yes, I'm one of those people who, for some reason, likes to keep the packaging, at least to the best of its ability, kind of close to how it came. I don't know, it's just a weird habit of mine. But, yeah, this is the microphone. This is made entirely out of metal, and honestly, build quality-wise, this thing is really, really well made. Seriously, this entire microphone is metal. And especially this bottom block is nice and decently heavy. And hey, there's more to support as to how heavy it is just by going through the spec sheet. According to the spec sheet, it's about 656 grams, which is, yeah, fairly chunk for like a microphone. So, yeah. Now, what's weird about this microphone is, at least on the listing, it calls itself a vintage vocal condenser microphone. However, this behaves like a dynamic microphone. And even within these specifications, when you go to like the type, they call it dynamic, but the main listing calls it a vocal condenser microphone. This is not a condenser microphone. This is a dynamic microphone. Anyway, the frequency response is 60 hertz to 18 kilohertz. It has a supercardioid polar pattern, which I'll show you how that works. And its decibel sensitivity is minus 76. Alright, now I'm just gonna plug it in, and well, for the rest of the video, I'm gonna be recording using just this microphone. As of right now, I've turned the phantom power off in my audio interface, and the thing is, when I turn it on, it kind of like smooths out the signal, so I'll show you what that sounds like. Okay, there we go. Check. Yeah, so this is what it sounds like with phantom power on, but if I turn it off, it sounds a lot, it sounds different. It almost sounds a bit more like raw, but through that it's almost like I don't know if it's processing it or is it like cutting something, like from maybe the mid, probably like high end. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing, but that's just something to keep in mind, like phantom power for some reason changes how it sounds. Anyway, now I'm just going to quickly demonstrate the polar pattern. So this is a supercardioid polar pattern, so it's like really wide around the front and really tight around the back. So for live performances especially, this would be excellent because it'll of course focus quite well on your own voice, and if you have like a monitoring system right in front of you, it won't pick that up as much, or there won't be that bleed into the main diaphragm itself. So hey, that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna spin it around and just showcase what that does. I don't really know what to say here, so I'm just gonna keep spinning it around and around. And also, as you can tell, the handling noise is not too bad. Of course, I keep like handling the actual like head of the microphone does give quite a bit of noise, but like keeping it down here is not too bad. And even like tugging on the cable isn't horrendous. It's, you know, there is still some noise, but it's not too bad. I think like on an actual stage, it's like not gonna be too terrible. Alright, now I'm just gonna give you a quick little demo of what this sounds like if you were to sing into it, and I'm also gonna use my little guitar back there and just show you how that would sound like. Also, a quick little heads up, if you're gonna be buying this microphone, ideally get like this kind of stand. You see, the one that I'm using on this is one of those like scissor stands. There'll be a picture of what that looks like on screen. It doesn't really fit that well unless like the actual like the metal bit over here, if that, unless that's like extended out. Honestly speaking, it doesn't really like work. It only really works on this one because, as you can see, there's nothing obstructing that. Also, yeah, as you can probably tell, I've never really reviewed like a microphone on video before, so yeah, it's a little weird for me, but hey, I guess I gotta get used to this because there's more of this coming up over the next couple of months. Anyway, so I'm just gonna sing something into it, and then I'm just gonna bring my guitar, and then you can have a listen of what that's up. Alright, so before I start, I should say I'm not using any post-processing for this. This is just purely the microphone. I'm not even going to remove any of the like background noise. So this is about as raw as it gets. Watch that old fire as it flickers and dies. That once blessed the household and lit up our lives. It shone for the friends and the clinking of glasses. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Capture the wildlings and bring them in line. And own what was never your right to confine. The lives and the loves and the songs are what matters. I'll tend to the flame, you can worship the ashes. Alright, so, look, personally speaking, I like this microphone. However, I don't think I'll be using it for all that much longer because it is a dynamic microphone and I prefer condenser microphones purely because of just how much more sensitive they are and just how much more they can pick up. And the thing is, honestly speaking, if I had to recommend this microphone for anything, it's purely just for stage performances. You can use it at home in your own home studio, whatever the case is. Honestly speaking, I'd prefer like even this like cheap condenser microphone over this if like I'm actually doing proper recording. For me, I still really like this because I think it's a cool microphone anyways, it looks cool, and I'll definitely probably use it for some more specific recordings, but generally speaking, I'd still say like at least if you're doing more like studio stuff, or like just you want like a more sensitive microphone, especially if you want to record like both singing and like maybe playing the guitar at the same time, I'd say go for something like a normal condenser microphone. If you just want something for just only vocals, I guess this will work, but then again you also have stuff like this, which is the Behringer XM8500, and this is much cheaper and honestly speaking much easier to work with as well. But hey, that doesn't really beat down this microphone anyway. I still think it's a really cool microphone, and for what it is, and considering it really isn't that much, it's honestly a brilliant microphone. However, personally speaking, for my own use, I don't really have that many uses for it, so for now it's gonna have to go back into that pretty little flight case, and I'll probably only use it on like special occasions or something. So yeah, that was the OSL X3. Honestly, a very well made microphone if like you want something like this for like a stage mic, or you know what you want to do with it. For me, I may not be able to use it, but I still think it's a brilliant microphone. It's very well made, and honestly, there really isn't that many downsides, as in there's no real big issues with it. Everything just, I think the only downsides really is just that for my own personal preference and like the type of microphones I like to use, this doesn't really fit that. So yeah, keep that in mind if you want to buy this. Um, know what you're getting, I guess. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's about it. That's the OSL X3. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.